Welcome back. It's the Jeremy Mills Podcast. We're live from the crossover. My guest today, Langston Galloway.
What's going on? What's going on?
How you doing, man?
Good. You doing all right?
Very good.
Great.
Glad to have you here.
Thank you.
We were talking a little bit before the podcast. You have some family in Seattle, so that's kind of what brought you out here, right?
Yeah. We had like a family reunion yesterday, and then I hit up Jamal maybe about 3 or 4 weeks ago. I was like, hey, look, I'm gonna be out there for the family reunion. So like, hey, look, set up where I could play, get on one of the teams, and lo and behold, here we are.
What did you heard about the league before?
I mean, I've watched it. I mean, Ball is Life is big on kind of like every platform now, where you kind of just follow the trends of who plays in the league and what's going on. So it was pretty cool to know that I was going to be able to play.
Did it live up to the expectations that you had? What was it like playing in the league?
No, it was great. It was great. I mean, there's a lot of freedom out there, but at the same time, we go out there, compete hard, and that's all you want is just, especially in the summertime, to come out here and get some guys going to go out there and battle, and it makes everybody better.
So what have you thought about the culture and the fans? It was a pretty exciting day with yourself and DeAndre Ayton coming yesterday. Said he was excited.
Yeah, it was pretty cool, and I always tell everybody, it's like, hey, look, when Seattle Supersonics were here, I mean, that was amazing. So many historical battles here, and hey, I hope one day that the NBA brings them back.
Yeah.
So look forward to seeing that, and I'm gonna speak it into existence for sure.
That would be the culture here deserves it, I think. I used to think maybe the culture was like it is because there wasn't an NBA team and everybody had to rally together, but
Right.
the more I talk to people, it's been like that.
Yeah, it has been. Yeah, for
From
sure.
Doug Christie to Jamal to everybody.
Everybody.
So.
I mean, I feel like everybody loved playing in Seattle when they were like able to play against them or play for them. So, like I said, to add another team in the West, and possibly, I was talking to one of my friends this morning. It's like, if you had a team in Seattle, then you'll be able to add somebody maybe like to Vegas, since Vegas is bringing the Oakland Raiders there. So I think it'd be something that'll be special, especially for the league for sure.
Absolutely. What's your favorite part of the city? When you come here, what's like the spot you're like, all right, I got to go here, I got to go to this restaurant, I got to go to this part of the city?
I really don't have like a favorite restaurant that I go to specifically, but I just like being in the city, being downtown, just venturing off and just running into whatever I run into. I think the city is growing each and every year. I come back and really enjoy what Seattle continues to build on.
Compared to Detroit, what are some similarities?
I would say just the entrepreneur side of it. There's a lot of entrepreneurs that are kind of growing and building, and there's a lot of tech out here. And I feel like in Detroit, it's the same thing right now. Like myself and so many others are trying to like build the culture back in Detroit, being there, being entrepreneurs, but like at the same time, it's like real estate. It's so many different other kind of business adventures that you can kind of get into. So it's always cool to just see that side of it all, and continue to just help out wherever I can.
It's interesting to hear, especially because what brought it to mind for me was when Blake Griffin got traded there.
Right.
It was like, all right, he's leaving LA. He's not going to be able to do all his extracurricular stuff.
Right.
But it sounds like that's building there.
Yeah, no, it's building. I mean, I know he's done a few different like business adventures in the city. I don't know specifically what they are, but I know he's done a few, and I mean, he does like the comedy and then so many other things that he does that is kind of just flourishing, especially in Detroit. Everybody just wants to rally around the basketball team and try to help out wherever they can.
What would you say the personality of the city is?
I mean, for sure, gritty. That's for sure. I mean, that's kind of how Detroit's made. But at the same time, I would say just open to learning and the knowledge that's there. I've been around so many different people over the last 3 years, going on to my third year in Detroit, and it's just everybody's like welcoming, number one, but then they want to like teach you the history of like what has happened in the past. And I mean, over the last, I would say 5-6 years, I mean, it's been a huge transformation in Detroit, and kind of just how everything has continued to come back.
And how important was last year in building all of that and kind of getting things going, new arena, new location, things like that? Seems like it's building.
Yeah. I mean, the last 2 years with the new arena has been great. We've kind of just tried to slowly but surely like win as many games as possible to try to get in the playoffs and bring the fans back to the Pistons. But then also too, we had a practice facility coming down there downtown now, and now you have all the sports teams downtown now. So it should be pretty cool to just see the energy that kind of comes about with that.
It would almost seem more special if you didn't get the support necessarily that you're going to get later on. When that support finally does come, you're going to be like, here, I built this. I was here for this,
Right. Yeah, absolutely.
What can you say about, we talked about Blake Griffin a little bit. What did he add to the team when he arrived?
Yeah, I think Blake added a lot of maturity with just being able to make it to the playoffs in so many different occasions. And then also, too, he's just a guy in the locker room that kind of wants to push everybody to be great. He wants to win, so it like kind of just drives everybody else to want to win as bad as he does. So that's just kind of like the culture and the nature of what he does, and it's really like most people say, it's just kind of just like a rally behind him, and then we just go from there.
Mm-hmm. How much more of a potential do you think he has? Like me watching him, I see all the guard moves he's doing, the little subtle things that I saw him working on in the Pro-Am like 5 years ago.
Right.
I'm just like, wow, he still has another level to go up.
Yeah.
Do you see that in practice and stuff?
Yeah, I mean, he's working on like his whole parameter of his game, and he's really turned in. Like, you think probably 4 or 5 years ago he was just back to the basket, like trying to dunk on as many people as he can, and then now it's like he shooting threes, step backs. I mean, you name it, he's doing it. So it's like I said, just to see the kind of maturation process of what he's kind of accomplished is pretty great for himself and his career.
And Coach Dwayne Casey, what can you say about him and the job that he's done so far?
I mean, he's done a great job of kind of just giving us the opportunity to go out there and show what we can do, myself included. I'm really defensive minded, and this summer that's all I've been working on, just my defense and trying to better that. And he's really just like kind of just continue to light the fire underneath me, saying, hey, look, just keep working, keep getting in shape. We need you at the best shape of your life right now to help us go to this next level. And I'm like, hey, look, that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna do that.
And talking about defense, what specifically have you worked on? Is there something you've learned mentally, or has it been more drills, training things to improve your defense?
I would say probably drills and training. I've been doing a lot of boxing. I've been doing a lot of Pilates, a lot of yoga. I mean, you name it. I've been trying to do it all. I've tried to like get into Taekwondo as well for my footwork and everything like that. So just trying to do as much as I can, and playing in games like this against guys that are trying to make the leap to the next level is perfect, because I can go out there and really show and really work on that specifically.
Is that what you're most excited for next year, is to be able to test that and see what improvements you've made?
Absolutely. Yeah, that's all I'm going to be doing next season, is like trying to pick up full court and guard the best guy on the other team.
Who's the litmus test? Who are you like, all right, looking at the schedule, this is the person, what I'm going to know then if this all works?
I think it'd be every game, every night. It'd be something new, a new challenge. And I'm excited for it.
I can't imagine guarding some of those guys. It's going into those games. It's
going to start in practice for sure.
Yeah.
I mean, you got Derrick Rose now, Reggie Jackson. Who else is Tim Frazier? I mean, there's so many different guys. Luke Kennard. I mean, there's a lot of guys on the team that push me as well. So I'm excited about just being in practice and competing.
And we talked, you have a podcast as well.
Yep. I have a podcast, Day in Our Kicks. Me and my guy, Travis Singleton, sneaker reporter. We've kind of just talked about everything: basketball, football, sneakers, you name it. We kind of cover it all. So it's always cool to just learn more about the other side of the media perspective and what they're thinking compared to what, I guess you say, athletes thinking. So it's good.
Is it giving you more of an understanding when maybe a media person steps out of line? It's like, oh, okay, I kind of see where they were thinking. Maybe they went wrong somewhere. But
yeah. Everybody's just trying to get their story and trying to find out like what a person is thinking. But it's difficult when you're thinking like after a game, like somebody just got done with a game, and it's like, hey, look, you just got out the court, answer this question. It's like you really see the other side of it. Like it's difficult. It's difficult to ask that question, and the guy's like, all right, trying to really figure out, all right, what do I say so I won't say anything wrong. But it's cool. It's a learning experience for sure.
What's your favorite podcast that you've done so far?
I would say, let's see. I mean, my podcast for sure. Just being able to get like the stats and stuff like that, talk about all that. I've done a couple other ones with. I'm trying to think of the name of the podcast. Nice Kicks. I did a podcast with Nice Kicks, and it turned out really well. A couple with ESPN. So I mean, I've done numerous amount of podcasts, but for sure. I mean, hey, check it out. A Day in Our Kicks is on Apple and iTunes and all that. So for sure, tune in.
And last question, the sneaker game, how important was that rule change to be able to wear the sneakers you want? It doesn't have to necessarily be the colorways or anything like that.
Oh, it's been big. It's been big. I mean, for my brand, Q4 Sports, and being a part of that, it's been amazing just to see what I've done with it and where it continues to go. I mean, you look at myself, who else? Spencer Dinwiddie, Trez Harrell, Montrezl Harrell. Who else? Who else is on it? I think it's like a couple other guys that customized. But yeah, no, it's been great just being able to figure out ways that we can kind of just blow it up and take it to a whole nother level. I mean, PJ Tucker, he kind of like started the whole game with wearing the different kicks on the court, but now it's like it's a whole different world where you kind of move into the lane of like customizing kicks. And I'm trying to just help out where I can and change that game and really make it into something big.
Any preview of what's coming this year? You don't have to spoil anything, but
it's just know it's a lot of movies and a lot of shows that everybody's going to be relatable to and know what they are as soon as I run on the court with them. So it'll be fun.
You heard it here first. It's the Jeremy Mills Podcast. Langston Galloway from Seattle, Washington. Appreciate it, man.
Hey, glad to be on.